The RSI Trap. How one trader fell for the Holy Grail. Let me tell you a story. It's about a man named Marcus. Not a guru. Not a Wall Street shark. Just a guy. Like you. Like me. Like every other soul who clicked buy with hope and sell with fear. Marcus discovered trading by accident. A YouTube ad. A flashy video with dollar signs. Make money from your phone, it said. He was hooked. Clicked. Watched 5 videos that night. Created a demo account before sunrise. That's how it starts, doesn't it? Not with a plan. Not with discipline. But with a feeling. He started with price action. But candles confused him. Wicks. Bodies. Patterns. It was too much. So he searched for something simpler. Cleaner. More certain. And then he found it. RSI. Relative Strength Index. A number. Just a number. Below 30? Oversold. Buy. Above 70? Overbought. Sell. That's it. That's the signal. It felt like magic. Like certainty in chaos. Like he found the Holy Grail. He smiled. Downloaded the RSI indicator. Set it to 14. Stuck it on every chart. He didn't even look at candles anymore. Just watched the purple line. Just waited for the magic number. And for a while, it worked. Trade 1. RSI hit 29. He bought. Price bounced. Profit. Trade 2. RSI hit 72. He sold. Market dropped. Profit again. 2 wins. 1 belief. RSI works. He told his friends. Posted on Reddit. This is the only indicator you'll ever need. And that's when the trap began. You see, the problem with something working is that it tricks you into thinking it'll always work. And when the losses come, you don't blame the tool. You blame yourself. Trade 8. RSI hit 26. He bought. Price dropped more. RSI dropped to 18. He added more. This is even more oversold, he said. But price kept falling. He held. He prayed. Account? Bleeding. But the indicator told him it should go up. So he stayed. Until margin called his name. Click. Account closed. Capital gone. He didn't understand. RSI was at 18. Why did it keep going down? He Googled. Read it again. That's when he found it. Indicators lag. They don't predict. They reflect. By the time RSI hits 30, price has already moved. By the time it hits 70, the wave's already high. You're not catching the bottom. You're buying mid-fall. You're not selling the top. You're shorting the moon. Marcus didn't give up. He changed time frames. Maybe RSI works on 1 hour? 4 hour? Daily? He tried it all. But each time, the same pattern. It worked. Then, it failed. And when it failed, it hurt. So he added filters. MACD, moving averages, Bollinger Bands. The more the better, right? He called it confirmation. But what it really was confusion. Noise. He wasn't trading anymore. He was hoping RSI would give him the answer. And the more he hoped, the more he lost. But he kept going. Because he believed. Because he wanted to believe. You know what that's like? To want something so badly, you ignore reality? He wasn't alone. Every trader does this. Looks for the one thing that will make it all click. And for Marcus, that one thing was RSI. He printed screenshots, watched every tutorial, even bought a course. But the truth? RSI is just math, a formula, a measure of momentum. It doesn't care about your account. It doesn't know the news. It can't predict a reversal. It's just a number. But Marcus gave it power. He let it decide for him. He gave it control. And in return, he lost control of his trades, of his emotions, of his confidence. One night, after another bad loss, he sat in the dark, chart open, RSI at 33, price still falling, and he whispered, "What do you want me to do?" He was talking to a line. That's when it hit him. He wasn't trading. He was obeying, blindly. He didn't have a system. He had an obsession. He closed the chart, shut down the platform, took a walk, breathed, and for the first time in months, he asked himself, "Why am I doing this?" You see, RSI isn't evil. It's not broken. It's just misunderstood. It's meant to assist, not decide. To guide, not command. You don't trade RSI. You trade price, structure, context. Marcus came back, but different. He started with support and resistance, studied trend lines, watched how price moved, watched what happened before RSI moved. He used RSI again, but this time as a mirror, not a compass. He saw something powerful. Sometimes RSI is overbought, but price keeps climbing. Sometimes it's oversold, and price dives deeper. Why? Because markets don't move based on indicators. They move based on people, emotion, liquidity, news, and sometimes manipulation. RSI doesn't know any of that. It just shows what already happened. Now, Marcus is consistent. Not perfect, but stable. He doesn't worship indicators. He uses them. He doesn't chase certainty. He manages probability. He builds a case, waits for confluence, accepts risk, manages it. That's trading. And RSI? It's just one tool, a helpful one. But only when you know how to use it. Only when you stop treating it like a magic spell. That's what Marcus learned. And maybe that's what you needed to hear. Because I know it's tempting to believe in shortcuts, to fall in love with a line, to tell yourself, this time it's different. But nothing is holy. Nothing is flawless. Only your discipline. Only your patience. Only your self-awareness. The markets are wild, messy, unforgiving, and you can't tame them with a single number. So use RSI. But don't bow to it. Trust your analysis. Understand your tools. Respect the risk. And most of all, stay humble. Because when you start to think you've found the Holy Grail, that's exactly when the market will remind you. There isn't one. But Marcus wasn't the only one. He joined a Discord group. Hundreds of traders. Most of them just like him. RSI at 28, loading longs. They'd shout it like gospel. But when price dropped lower, silence. No follow-up. Just pain. That's when he realized something sad. They weren't trading. They were gambling. With a technical excuse. The RSI was just a permission slip. To do what they already wanted to do. To buy early. To short tops. To catch the turn. But turns don't always come. And RSI doesn't create reversals. It just tells you momentum is stretched. And sometimes momentum keeps stretching and stretching until it snaps. Your account. One guy in the group, Jacob, bet it all on one RSI setup. Gold. RSI at 19. Daily chart. He went all in. Even bragged. This is the lowest RSI in 3 months. It has to bounce. It didn't. Gold dropped $40 more. His account? Zeroed. He vanished the next day. That shook Marcus. Because that could have been him. It was him. Just 2 months earlier. So he went quiet. Started journaling. Not trades. Thoughts. What did I feel before this entry? Why did I ignore structure? What did RSI tell me? And what did I choose to believe? That's when the shift began. He stopped treating RSI as truth. Started treating it as feedback. A mirror. Not a map. He noticed a new pattern. When RSI was oversold and price was at support and structure was intact, then it often bounced. When RSI was high but price kept making higher highs, the trend was still strong. He learned to ask better questions. Is RSI overbought in a range or in a trend? Is price rejecting key levels or consolidating? It became about context, not numbers. One trade changed everything. USD. RSI was at 75. Overbought. But price had broken a major resistance. Retested. Then made a strong bullish candle. RSI said, sell. Price said, up. Old Marcus? He would have shorted. New Marcus? He went long. Target, 2R. Stop. Below the retest. Plan in place. No emotions. 2 hours later. Target hit. Clean. He stared at the screen. It wasn't the indicator. It was him. His patience. His discipline. His context. He finally got it. Tools don't make traders. Traders make tools useful. But the real transformation wasn't in the chart. It was in his mind. He no longer rushed. No longer entered just because RSI dipped. He built rules. RSI must show divergence, and price must break structure. Only trade RSI setups with confluence zones. And most importantly, he accepted that even with all that, trades can still lose. Because that's what no one tells you. Even the best RSI setup can fail. And that's okay. Because trading isn't about being right. It's about being ready. Ready to win small. Ready to lose small. Ready to follow your plan, not your emotions. Marcus didn't become a millionaire. Not yet. But he became consistent, calm, centered. He started mentoring a few newer traders. Not to sell signals, not to pitch indicators, but to tell the truth, there is no shortcut. And RSI isn't magic. It's just math. Some listened. Some didn't. One kid messaged him, RSI at 20. I just bought. Gonna hold. Marcus replied, cool. What's your plan if it drops another 50 pips? No reply. Because most traders don't want to think. They want to believe. And belief is dangerous. That's what makes RSI so seductive. It's clean, simple, looks like science, feels like certainty. But it's not. It's a reflection, not a prophecy. And when you stop treating it like a crystal ball, you'll finally start seeing the market for what it is. A place of probabilities, not promises. That's when Marcus began trading less. He didn't need to chase every RSI dip. He waited, filtered, planned. He'd go days without a trade and feel peace. Because trading isn't about doing more. It's about doing better. One day, a friend asked, so what indicator do you trust now? He smiled, paused, and said, my brain. The friend laughed, thought it was a joke. But Marcus wasn't joking. Because no matter what tool you use, RSI, Massachusetts CD, stochastics, whatever, they all fall short. If your mindset isn't sharp, if your risk isn't defined, if your ego runs the show, no indicator can save you. But if you're patient, disciplined, focused, even a basic RSI can become a helpful compass. Not to lead you blindly, but to remind you gently that the market doesn't owe you anything, but it offers everything to those who are ready. So the next time RSI hits 30, pause, breathe, zoom out. Ask yourself, what's the bigger picture? Don't just react. Interpret, plan, decide. Because you are the trader, not the indicator. And the more you own that truth, the less you'll chase a Holy Grail. And the more you'll build something even better, a system that fits you, built not on faith, but on logic, resilience, and reality.